think I'm gonna watch like 3 seasons of it for a cartoon idea.
That's a lot of fucking Big Bang Theory to get through, dude, for one cartoon.
Yeah.
You're gonna how long's an episode? How many episodes in a season? Let's do the math. You're gonna watch like fucking 4 days of Big Bang Theory. You're not gonna get that time back. It's just gone.
No. Well, I think that I'm gonna do it. I don't think I'll well, maybe I will. Maybe I'll watch it while I eat dinner. Maybe I'll do that kind of stuff. But I think that it's gonna be a thing while I have on while I work on these other ideas that I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Did it end too? I think it's
over.
Yeah,
it's done. It's done.
No, it's Young Sheldon. Let's all watch Young Sheldon.
That's the true nail in the coffin, isn't it? For humanity's sake.
Have you watched Young Sheldon?
Mm-mm.
It looked a little more cinematic than the sitcom. Like they had like camera angles and depth of field and stuff.
Yeah, well, I think people wondered that, or I think people like figured out that just because you're like a primetime show doesn't mean you have to be on a set with like one fucking camera and stuff. I think that they're like, wait, so we don't have to do this in front of a live audience? It's like, no, you can just like film it like it's like a movie if you want. What?
Have you ever seen that video of it's like a scene of Big Bang, but they just edited out all of the laugh tracks and it's just silence?
Yeah, well, I mean, with any of those shows, it's fucking awful. Like, I mean, they've done that with like Friends, all of them. It's fucking weird. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, but I think Big Bang Theory has such like a weird meme behind it. You know what? Big Bang Theory was like the Rick and Morty before Rick and Morty was there, you know? You had to be like a smart, it's like, oh, like we're so smart for the show or something, you know what I mean?
Surely not. I feel like Rick and Morty at least like leans into its I'm so smart status, but Big Bang Theory really just feels like absolute fucking bottom feeding crap.
No, I mean, I think it is. I'm just saying that like,
no, I know you do, but are you saying that they, like, people actually held their head with pride and were like, to really understand Sheldon,
no.
you gotta have an IQ.
No, I mean, I think the meme of, like, the dickhead thing of just being, of, like, oh, like, you have to be so smart or whatever. Like, I think that with the Rick and Morty thing, it's way more, like, on the nose, and it became pretty self-aware quickly. And I think that there's, like, some...
And then they turned him into a pickle.
I think there's, like, some weight to it because of, like, people enjoy the show. I think it was just so universally hated, Big Bang Theory was, that it like was a negative thing always.
Do you ever have those moments where you realize that like the world is not exactly how you are? Where you're like, wait, what was the top streamed movie of Netflix? And it's like Adam Sandler's Water Slide Catastrophe. And you're like, who fucking watched that? And it turns out that's like the biggest streamed film like of all time.
Like my mom.
And you just realize that the world is not like your bubble at all.
Well,
I'm like, everyone's pretty rad,
yeah,
right? Wait, they're not rad at all.
I already knew that because I know I'm pretty special, and I know that I'm not like every other girl. So I think about, well, I always equate things to like, does my mom know about this? And if she knows about it, then it's probably pretty mainstream in the sense of like, you know what I mean? Like whenever, what was it?
Yeah, but my mom knows about Flashgitz, but that doesn't mean
that's your mom. That's your
does.
Mom and your personal. That's her son's.
I know, Hunter.
Personal deal.
I'm being silly.
You fucking idiot.
You're like, actually, Tom, there's a reason behind that.
No. You set that up so horribly. It's like, well, my mom knows about this. I'm like, well, no shit, you
silly.
fucking dingus.
Yeah, that's the joke.
That's not a joke.
Thing to say.
That's not a joke.
You just don't get it. Your IQ's not high enough.
Yeah,
fucking moron.
It will be after I watch this Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, no, it's gonna swell your brain up.
So what is your cartoon idea? What are you working on? What are you cooking up? Why are you doing
that?
For just the Big Bang Theory? Or which one?
Yeah. Hey, you know what? No, what let's not talk about the cartoon that Hunter's gonna make. Or
yeah, I'm really trying to.
You're
like, let's just talk about shop for another fucking.
I love talking shop. Me and Don could talk shop all day. I bet if we wanted to. If we had a full day, we could.
No one will listen.
We can do a second podcast.
Don, if we got to talk shop, let's talk about the fact Don just did a 30-something hour shift, and you slept like a baby after, and then you woke up and you were like, I'm hungry. And you turned over to your girlfriend. You're like, take your panties off. And then you just fucking went to town.
You forced in that joke so hard. You forced that in.
I'm trying to get us off of shop talk.
Yeah, that was yeah. You got to let these things happen organically.
If I wait for it, it's going to be 40 minutes in.
You've spoiled it, and I'm going to just put the nail in the coffin. Hunter and Tom have been laughing about this same little comedy routine for a few days, and then what Tom does is he can't help himself, and he just has to shoehorn these things in. But whenever you get into like presentation mode of a comedy bit, you always just like fuck it.
It's true. I'm not good at presentation.
It's like if there was an artistic way to take a shit on a stage, it would be to like slowly pull your cheeks open and let the turd slowly run out. But you just like run on stage and like before you can even pull down your pants, you just shit yourself.
Oh, dude, that happened in front of literally a crowd whilst we were on stage once.
Oh, you took my joke.
That was the problem. If it was my own joke, it would have been fucking killer, but I took your joke.
Well, I mean,
and it bombed.
I mean, to be fair, I probably would have bombed with it too, because I can't do it. I can't tell a joke that I've written beforehand, like with my mouth. You know, it's all got to be
such an odd way to say
cuff.
everything you just said. But like, yeah. It was a Rooster Teeth, right? We were at Rooster Teeth convention. We were showing like a Motor Night little trailer thingy that we made. Literally like that fucking. We spent a week making it, and it was still not ready by like the day of the fucking screening. And we literally didn't sleep. It was an all-nighter, both of us. And we were just absolutely fucking monged out. And just before we was scheduled to go on, me and Don like went to the toilet together like women, and we were having a tinkle, and Don was like, man, I was thinking of saying when we're on stage that finally someone wised up and gave us a show.
Oh, that's right.
And I was like, oh, that would be really funny, that would be hilarious, Don. And then we got on stage.
I did not want to relive this.
We're doing it. We got on stage, right? Fucking so tired.
Well, hold on. This is a 1,500 person panel too. More than that.
Yeah, we were in front of like Rooster Teeth's most dedicated fans.
This is the biggest panel of the entire convention, and there was people in the crowd in the order of thousands.
And we're closing off the whole thing with a
very last the capstone.
The capstone of the whole thing. And
we were supposed to talk to him for what, like...
He was like, yeah, we'll talk for 10 minutes. I was like, 10 minutes? What are we going to talk about for 10 fucking minutes?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, it'll be fine. And we went up there, and he was doing some, like, Q&A or whatever, and I felt obliged to do all the talking, as I do. And I was just fucking rambling, and then I was, like, reaching. I was like, oh, what do I say? And then, like, this joke. This little seed that Don had planted earlier sprouted in my mind. And I was like, someone finally wised up and gave us a show. Silence. Fucking silence and blank stares. And like my stupid fucking face plastered on these giant screens above. And literally the very next fucking thing, if memory serves, the guy interviewing us said was like, okay, well that's great. And he just like went straight into his wrap-up spiel. We'd been up there for like 2 minutes, if that. And he just like, he was like, no more. And just fucking closed us out, played us off. It was terrible.
What were some of the questions you got?
I can't even remember, dude.
It was his fault, obviously.
Oh yeah, it was his fault.
Bad interviewer, very impersonal.
It sounded like you guys
like 3 shots.
Well, let me tell you from an outsider perspective that wasn't there, and also I can side with basically the listener right now. You guys sounded like the most pompous fucking assholes who like could pisses together. I imagine you guys were just like this ain't nothing but a fucking thing, and you guys like walk on stage, show whatever you did, and then like people were like, hey, so what do you do? Like, was it hard working on it? Yeah, it was pretty hard working on it, but at least these fucking assholes gave us a show finally. And then the guy was like, all right. Well.
Oh, it was so bad.
Well, hey, they showed the thing before we went out. And
what was it? Well, first off, you never explained what it was. Like, what did you make?
So this is like the big Rooster Teeth Press Expo where they talk about, the new season of RWBY. So we like...
Did you like Camp? Because there's another one.
This was before Genlock came out, so we made it look like it was going to be like a secret reveal Genlock thing.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Like a big giant news for Genlock. So that's what it looked like at the beginning. And we had like robot mech warrior sounds and stuff with like little text chirons, and then it just cut to a whole new thing, and it was Motor Night. And like there was like a massive applause after it happened. Like people were excited about it. It looked cool. So we came out like on that. They're like, and now
the creators,
the creators, Tom and Don from Flashgitz.
And we walk out. We give like waves to the crowd.
Yeah, hey.
You waved to the crowd. Did you?
Did you actually? I didn't wave.
I did. I waved to the crowd.
I walked out ahead of you.
I've seen people do it when they walk out.
Yeah.
So I was like, what would the Queen do?
And we've had
John F. Kennedy does this. I might as well do it too.
We've had this problem like our entire YouTube career, assuming that anyone knows who we are, while not earning it like at all.
Don made me do the Flashgitz sound in front of like 2,000 people at Comic-Con San Diego once, and it was even more awkward than the Rooster Teeth one.
Wait, the whole like Flashgitz thing?
Yes! He was like, hey, I'm Tom. He was like, I'm Don. And then he was like, and we're Flashgitz. And then he put the microphone in my face to do the noise. And I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And then like 5 seconds passed and Don still has this microphone in my face. And I was just like...
Do you guys like prep at fucking all for being like, all right, hey, by the way, let's not fucking sit there and do the weird sound that we do at the beginning of our cartoons. It fits the cartoons, but in real life, it's just going to be weird. I don't know. But like, let's not do that. Do you have any of those conversations?
I was doing it.
Here's the deal. We've been over this for starters, me and Tom, in other public contexts. But yes, I apologize for putting us in this situation. But once you're in the situation where you've initiated something like this and you're holding the microphone in the other guy's face, it's now a battle of who's going to back down. So it's either Tom makes the sound or I lower the mic like an asshole and we both walk away.
I hate you guys so fucking much. Yeah, the idea of it's like always a constant battle. You guys act like every situation in your life is like some need to win, even though when there's no competition.
It is a need to win.
There's no competition happening at all.
I can't wait until you find yourself on a stage with us.
Oh my god!
I'll tell you. Let me tell you something right now.
Abort at all costs.
Let me tell you something right now. If I sat there and I was on a stage with you guys for whatever fucking reason, if we're doing something together and we're on a stage like at a con, and I see this shit going on, if people are listening now and then they watch a live feed footage or they're there, I will sit down. And I will not say a single word. I'll just like lean back and I'll kind of like put my hands together and just close my eyes. And then that will be the visual representation of being like, boys, you're being cringe is what it's going to be.
Dude, we don't keep it to the stage either. We talked about it on Don's Brothers podcast, but like we accosted like one of the C-class executives and his pregnant wife at the convention too.
Wait, you did what?
Like... Oh wow! Yeah, okay. How do we even go into this?
All right, so start of the story. This is RTX, the last RTX Flashgitz.
But this is Rooster Teeth's
have ever been doing.
Well, also let's set up an even bigger ground thing, because as somebody who probably doesn't like these cons and stuff, try to give like a little general overlay of that too, because I feel like I can see people being a little confused by what you guys are even talking about in terms of like creators going to conventions and all that jazz.
All right, so there's big events held kind of all year round by like a bunch of different companies called conventions. I'm sure you've heard of them, Comic-Con, whatever. And all the fans of that thing all swarm into like one area, and it's kind of this celebration of whatever niche that you're into, so video games, comics, whatever, right? And they do screenings and there's panels where you can listen to people in that industry speak. And it's this whole thing. And Rooster Teeth's one is obviously all about the Rooster Teeth fans and what Rooster Teeth is doing.
Red versus Blue.
Red versus Blue, Ruby, Genlock, some Transformers shit recently. Like, it brings in like fucking 50,000 people.
Yeah, pretty
in this,
crazy.
Like, small area in Austin. And we got invited.
And we sit on a panel in front of like 100 people, tops. And then we just like spend all weekend in the 5-star hotel they put us in, and we go to their little parties and take all the free shit, and then we go home.
But you guys,
that's not all we do, Don.
You guys have never been to VidCon, though, right? The YouTube one.
No. Too cool for VidCon.
Yeah, VidCon's for fucking pussies.
Okay, well, I don't...
The last time, this is RTX post getting cancelled by
Rooster Teeth. So yeah, there's more context. We were doing a show with Rooster Teeth called Motor Night, which we're gonna do eventually ourselves, because we're not doing it with them anymore. Probably because we because we're very we're hard to be around. What I'm trying to say.
It's not even true.
So we were making this show with them. It didn't work out. We went our separate ways, but they still invited us back to that year's Rooster Teeth convention.
Gave us our little
Take it
panel.
away, Don.
So you as a guest, as an esteemed guest to one of these things, you get to go to all these cool parties with other like influencer people and people that work at Rooster Teeth, and we thought it would be hilarious that every time we met someone at Rooster Teeth, we would introduce ourselves like, "Hey, I'm Don from Flashgitz. You canceled my show," and accuse the person that you've just met at Rooster Teeth.
Hunter's shaking his head already.
Of being the reason that Motor Night got canceled because they kicked off or something, and then that's it. And you know, it was a great icebreaker all weekend.
It was landing really well.
Really well. For so many people, had lots of fun conversations. It was a nice jumping off point. Tom's taking your picture for social media.
Keep going, Don.
So yeah, it's like a comedy bit that's just been murdering for a weekend. And the weekend draws to a close, and we've done all our panels.
For more setup, we've been saying it to everybody.
Everybody.
Like line animators, like grunts
That
you could
does not
know.
help your case. Let me just say that.
Well,
you know how many people
okay,
you know how many times you probably read that as it landed so well, and they were like, yeah. And then they probably went on later and was just like, these fucking assholes. So continue. That preface doesn't work at all. So please continue.
It murdered.
Dude, people were patting us on the back. They were like
It murdered
telling
them
us we
with
could fuck
fucking
their girlfriends.
cringe-inducing, like,
Dude, it was so cool. Everyone loved it. They were like, "Hey, dude, you want to fucking bang my girlfriend?" Well,
I mean,
if we got
almost.
time.
Almost. No, there was one at a bar. I remember she worked in like 3D at Rooster Teeth, and I ran my little routine. She laughed, and her boyfriend was there, and he was a really handsome guy, and I told him the joke too, and it was like, "Oh, that bitch," as in his girlfriend, and then he bought me around.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Probably
that sucks. Dude.
Probably because this fucking NBA basketball player came up and said, "Hey, are you the woman that canceled my show? Just kidding, I'm Don from Flashgitz." And she's probably like, "What?" And he's like, "Here's your drink, just leave us alone." He's like, "Oh my God, Tom, you wouldn't believe how good that joke just killed it there. I got a free drink."
I got a free drink. Okay, so then we see.
Okay,
You're
go ahead.
butchering it. You're butchering
Okay,
it.
Don, go ahead.
But you're butchering. No, not you, Hunter.
Oh.
He butchered the joke. See, that's why I'm glad it was me and Tom at the convention.
And not you.
Running the routine, because you would have fucked it.
So anyway,
okay.
we're sitting having coffee, you know, after a good night before of running the routine and
In the
killing.
aftermath, this is the final evening of the convention.
Yeah.
All the stuff is wound down. We're outside the coffee store.
This is the morning, man. This is the morning after the evening.
I think no, this is like
No, it was the morning. Trust me.
Okay.
I've got a good big
it's
memory.
the morning after the convention, and we're outside the coffee store, which is embedded in the 5-star hotel that they've paid for us to stay in all weekend. We're having our cool coffees, and who would walk by but Bernie
Burns,
CEO and
CEO
whatever, and co-founder of Rooster. He's not there anymore. It doesn't matter.
in it.
Co-founder of Rooster Teeth, voice of Church in Red vs. Blue, walks by with a pregnant woman.
Heavily pregnant woman.
That evidently I did not notice at the time. And a third unidentified gentleman.
And I was
his
like,
middle
wouldn't it be
age.
funny if we ran the routine? And then you were like, I'm gonna fucking do it. And I was like, oh, well, I was just kind of kidding. And you're like, I'm gonna do it right now. Why not? Why shouldn't I do it? And then you just run after them into this fucking coffee shop.
I ran.
I
clambered, put a little clamber.
you fucking scuttled like a cockroach after them. And then what happened in the coffee shop?
I'm trying. This is one of those things where my brain does me a solid and just erases these things. Like they're very.
I can tell you what
they're
you
very
told me
quick.
happened.
Okay, all right. Well, why don't you try that now that all the groundwork is laid?
Yeah, you told me that you went into this coffee shop and you were like, "Hey, I'm Don from Flashgitz. You cancelled my show."
Oh, God.
And you said like Bernie was like, "What? Huh?"
I've never met this guy before either.
Yeah, Bernie was like, "Huh?
And
What?"
you know what? I think this is the one time I kind of fucked it up. Like I can't remember if I said Motor Night or not. I just said my show.
You didn't even tell him what it.
Like, so he has no context. It's just this like unhinged guy that's now on like his third cup
Bearing
of coffee.
over his pregnant wife in a coffee
Who
shop.
I did not notice was there.
And then you said, like, because he was confused, it then confused you,
I was
too.
like, wait, huh? Well, you don't
Yeah,
get
he
it?
said, huh? What? And you were like, wait, huh? So both of you now have no idea what the fuck is going on. And you weren't like, just kidding, man. Remember Mo and I or something. You were just like, huh?
And here's
What?
some added context. This is like one of my earliest internet heroes, Bernie Burns. Bernie Burns, creator of Red vs. Blue, voice of Church, co-creator of Rooster Teeth. He's like a guy I've looked up to since literally I was like 12. I watched Red vs. Blue videos before there was YouTube, when you had to download them. You had to
Dude,
go to
when he came out of
redverseblue.com.
the shop after you had accosted him,
You say
he
looked
looked
pissed.
so pissed, agitated. He was like fucking pacing and shit. As soon as I saw him come out, I was like, oh, that did not go well. That did not go fucking well.
I mean, it sounds like, honestly, Don, I think there was like actually, especially if Tom was like, let's not do it. Do you feel like there was actually maybe some kind of like actually pent up like anger or like resentment or something? Of like, you know what? No, it's a funny joke, but in your mind, you just like
I'm gonna
blanked
get this
out.
guy.
Like in a
No,
movie
no,
where it's like the guy like
not
wakes
at
up and his
all.
hands are all bloody.
He
type
even
deal.
fucking
The
said to
reality-
you,
the
he was like,
reality was-
we didn't cancel that, did we?
Yeah, well, that's what happened. That's what confused me. He just reminded me. He said, "Oh, we didn't. I thought that was like a mutual thing." And I was like, "Yeah, it was. It was a mutual thing. It was a joke. You didn't cancel me at all." But that was the thing. No, it wasn't. It was
if you
not
can't-
anger. And
If
this
you
is
can
the
remember
sad
it
thing.
all,
This is the really
so
sad thing.
did it literally go like you went in and you were like, "Hey, I'm Don from Flashgitz. You canceled my show." Was it? There was no like, "Hey, I'm Don. I'm from Flashgitz," and having be like, "Oh yeah, I remember Flashgitz," and then yeah, you canceled my show, or was it just literally, "Hey, I'm Don. You canceled my show"?
No, he went in and he fucking shot every shot in his chamber.
Yeah. Well, that was the joke. You laid out. It's like
Also, how tall is this man? Let's look at the physical attributes.
He wasn't. He was only a couple inches shorter than me. He's pretty tall.
Pretty tall guy.
6'1".
Yeah. I wasn't like towering over him.
But still, you're still he's already a taller man. You're outshadowing him a little bit, and then you look down with your probably fucking ghoulish eyes, just like
No
staring
sleep
right
having
at him.
eyes.
Tired. Yeah. Well, that was Jesus Christ.
I bet you
He
anything
took, like,
too.
a
He
little,
like walked in the
sidestep to
little
get
coffee
between
shop
me
bell.
and his wife a little bit.
The little
This guy's
coffee
gonna stab us.
Don walks in, fucking, grabs like the edge of the door, like puts his head under and shit. The coffee bell rings. He walks over, and his wife is like, "What is that sound?" And then you just hear Don like, right behind him. Hey asshole! Hey asshole! Hey son of a bitch!
I didn't. That's not true. I didn't call him.
Hey son of a bitch!
I didn't call.
My
him son
name's
of a
Don
bitch.
from Flashgitz. Oh yeah, I know you. Yeah, you can't.
No, he didn't. He didn't interject. I just said the whole thing, Hunter.
Oh, by the way, the unidentified gentleman was head of like one of the biggest fucking.
I was getting to that.
All right, sorry to steal your thunder. Go
Fucking
ahead,
head of
Don.
Viacom or some shit.
Almost. So after all this happens, first to say before, like you said, oh, I felt like this is pent up rage. It was even more tragic because it was the opposite. It was a guy I hadn't got to meet yet from working at Rooster Teeth, and I really
you had
wanted,
stars in your
I
eyes.
really wanted to
you're
know
a hero,
him.
blah blah blah.
And I come from like a channel that makes funny stuff, so I'll like introduce myself and I'll make like the
I'll make them all laugh and they'll reinstate Mo tonight.
Laugh, and it'll be great.
With no comedic beat or anything.
I'm
going to axe murder them
once
with
again,
a joke, an inside joke.
in every other room.
It's not an inside joke anymore.
In every other room,
Rooster Teeth
all
employee
weekend,
heard
it fucking killed. It killed.
From what you
So
know.
This
This
is like from what I saw, and definitely have the social acumen. To
from what you
ensure-
saw, the people you're probably talking to are like yeah, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's weird. Head of marketing. You have like a pad of paper and you're like, head of Sarah for marketing. Check. Got her to laugh. You're like hunting them down the hall.
You're like that scene in the new Joker film where he's sitting in the comedy club laughing out of time with everyone else.
Oh, no. And people are starting to notice. they're starting to notice how funny we are.
The thing that kills it for me is that really like how you guys laying in like, oh, it was killing in the expo. That is so not believable at this point in the story. You are the villain. You both are the villains in this story. I hope you realize that.
No.
Because it sounds like those people were nothing but pleasant.
Here's the deal, Hunter. And I concede that, yeah, I'm fucking stupid. fucking stupid. The reason it was funny, obviously, but not obvious to me at the time, was you're talking to people that obviously had no say in like what goes on at Rooster Teeth and what show is being made. So to say, hey, you canceled my show because that's the context. And then you go talk to the CEO like a retard, like me, who actually has the power to swing that axe. And like I threw him for a loop, obviously. Fucking stupid. But it was funny. I won't be.
Oh boy,
it was funny. But it
what
was
would have been funny
a great
is if you would have gone in there and been like, "Hey, blah blah blah," and you had a setup and deal. And then when he's like, and then you could have at some point in the conversation been like, well, we would be doing better, but you guys canceled our show. And it would have been this funny joke of like, we're good pals. But to come in and blatantly like almost try to axe murder a man, it felt like a threat and attack.
With the head of PAX East.
I wouldn't have sent you in that coffee shop. That wouldn't have worked either.
I feel like Hunter.
I would have came out there. I would have came out of that coffee shop with a fucking show deal. Is what I would have came out of the coffee shop deal. He's like, oh, this. If I would have went there, this is him. Oh, yeah. What? Wait. Oh my God. Wait. We have to go back to the offices right now because we need to re-sign this fucking deal. No, I'm joking. Of course, I just couldn't let you win.
Good joke, Hunter.
I felt bad because while I was doing this bit, it looked like Don was like putting his head down as if reminiscing on bad memories, and he's just like, this isn't the memory I wanted to relive.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's the door has been unlocked. It's been uncovered. I had blanked all of this, but through talking about this, it's also vivid now.
Now that the door's open, 3 people must die. You did this. You unlocked the chains and let this beast loose.
So the conversation ends, and like we kind of move on and like sort of laugh it off. And I'm like, oh, it's not so bad now, right? And then he introduces the third guy as the head of PAX East. I forget his name, but he was the head of PAX East, which is one of like the biggest conventions in the same space. And then I like they disengaged at that point. And that probably should have been the end of it, but then I went over and asked the guy, I was like, hey man, I would be remiss if I didn't get your business card.
I would be remiss. I bet you said that too.
So you can invite.
Hunter's fucking left. He's
can
gone.
Invite some of Flashgitz to your convention.
Oh, where'd you go, Hunter?
You know what? In my adrenaline state, I was like, yeah, I did it. I got his business card.
You left that coffee shop victorious.
I came away with something.
You had a trophy.
I got my pound of flesh. And that was it. I did not see his wife like at all.
You didn't see this woman who was like, she was like 10 months pregnant. The fucking how big she was, waddling around like defenseless.
I can't even imagine how uncomfortable that must have been. And especially to use the language of like you're in a fucking Sweeney Todd musical play and be like, I would be remiss if I didn't. What are you gonna do if I didn't get your business card? So now
guy's like, take them all. Have all my business. I don't need them. They're yours.
No, I feel like it'd be more of him than like, what? Oh. Okay, and he like just hands him like one of these business cards, and Don's just like, he like probably looks at it for a second. He's like, all right, good, thank you so much. And he just like puts
all right,
stomps off, back onto the coffee door. Oh my god! Can you imagine the fucking offices after that convention? Did those fucking guys say it to you as well?
Did they talk to you too?
They said that fucking shit to you as well?
Yeah. Have you guys thought about that? Of like people being polite, of being like, yeah, they laughed at your joke because they're like, oh, like this is probably the only person. And then when they come back, like, yeah,
those right killed.
Those Flashgitz guys, they came up to me and they said this weird joke. Wait, the one about you canceling the show? yeah, wait, what? And he's like, and it's weird because they giggled and like laughed and wrote my name down, like, and said that, like, and they were talking about how they like killed the joke and how it was such a great bit. Wait, they did that to you too?
And then there just goes a little fucking murmur around the office as everyone asks the person next to them if they also cancelled Mo tonight, and the whole fucking office is like, wow, those fucking assholes literally said it to every single one of us.
Suffice to say, we did not get invited back.
Yeah, we didn't get an invite for this year's. Back when it was going to be on still.
Our friend Jenkins from MASH.
He got an invite.
He was invited back. he was with us all weekend. But
So I don't know. Maybe it got lost in the mail.
I feel it feels weird though. Yeah, it definitely feels you guys shot yourself in the foot, especially since this has been such a big comeback year for you guys. I feel like as well in terms of like animation production and all that jazz. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. We just gotta.
This was.
They're gonna hear this episode of Cream Crew. They're gonna be like, it was all a big misunderstanding.
Yeah.
They're gonna ring us up, guys. Come back to the 5-star hotel.
That's right.
6-star now.
the Rooster Teeth guys are gonna listen to this. They're gonna be like, man, we couldn't have made a better call. What psychopaths? Who knows how many lives we saved? Type deal.
Oh god, Don's fucking choking.
Don.
You alright, bro? Can you breathe? Nod your head if you can breathe.
Breathe, Don. Breathe.
All right, he can breathe.
Let me tell you, I was so overcome with joy. People, this is why we need a video podcast because Don reached over and he's like, your face got so red, and Tom's like, and even Tom got scared. He's like, wait, you okay, dude? Holy shit. What the fuck? Oh, man.
Don't worry, boys. I caught it all on the old phone.
There you go.
Filmed that?
I filmed the fuck out of
That was
that.
quick draw. Nice.
That
Yeah,
was.
dude, I'm on it.
Well, let the tape show I kept it out of my nose.
Yeah,
That was the mission.
Your hand is slick. You've got like spittle and coffee and whiskey
It came out of my mouth.
all over your hand.
Came out of my mouth, didn't come out of my nose.
Oh my god.
Do you guys like, well, all in all, I know we've been saying this, but do you guys like going to these conventions? Like,
Oh,
is it a
dude,
positive
love it.
experience?
It's great. It's a lot of fun.
Pampered.
I was supposed to go to
Just treated
VidCon
like a
this year,
special
but then
boy, like,
Corona
all
fucked it
weekend.
up.
You
Sucks.
got invited to VidCon?
No. I bought the ticket. No, I
Yeah,
think
you fucking loser. You buy
Okay.
tickets. We get invites.
well, that's true. I have not
You
been
fucking
invited to a
pay for your own
convention.
plane tickets. Ours get paid for us.
That's true.
Yeah, you're all over that high and mighty. Like, well, I wouldn't fuck up the joke. But you don't even get to be in the room where you could tell the joke.
Yeah, but see, I would be the guy who bought his ticket, and then Don comes in, butchers the joke, and then I'm standing there eating a scone in that same coffee shop, and then I say, and I was like, as if they wanted the show, and then the CEO kind of like looks at me like, who are you? Type thing, and I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm a creator too. I like bought
That's
my
a
ticket here.
banging mullet, dude.
Yeah. Whoa.
You're the kind of guy we want on our show.
Yeah, exactly.
We've been looking for a shake-up. How do you feel about Dixie? You like Dixie?
A fat white guy? We've been looking for something like you for a while. Like a
right.
unicorn.
That's right. You're pretty rare. You're pretty
Yeah.
rare. You can shake things up.
So a couple weeks later, we had set up a meeting with another guy from Rooster Teeth to talk about...
Oh, this story never ends.
This story.
it ends here. It ends here.
Okay.
We had a meeting with another guy that was going to talk about, doing Motor Night somehow with Rooster Teeth in a capacity, like outside of publishing with their audience. And when we were talking to him, we said, yeah, like, we basically just told you the same story with
And
Bernie.
he never got in touch.
And he said, oh, Bernie's cool. I'm sure he thought it was fine,
Why did
whatever."
we tell another fucking like C-class person about this story?
Because we wanted him to go tell Bernie, oh, they were just joking. He wasn't going to stab you. He just was trying to be funny.
No.
Dude, I felt bad, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you should.
I didn't feel good.
I've only been to really conventions inside Kansas City, but it's always been like kind of shitty ones of like, well, not even shitty, but like local Comic-Cons and stuff in terms of like Kansas City Comic-Con and all that jazz. At the Rooster Teeth convention as well, is there still like the voice actor section or like the kind of like section where the artists go and you have to pay money for like headshots and stuff like that.
Pay money for headshots.
Yeah. Like,
you mean like pay the actor or actress? They've got everything, man. It's such a big convention. They've got like everything you could imagine, really.
Signing tables and stuff.
Signing tables, panels, like fucking live comedy shows, a huge fucking shop floor, you know, where everyone hawks their fucking awful Rick and Morty merch. Like, they got it all.
My favorite convention, and we've been to a few, so it makes me sad that we will never go back. Because it was legitimately a great time. Like, if you haven't been to RTX, you should go to RTX.
No, you shouldn't, because we're not going to be there.
We're not going to be there.
Don, they take away our invite, and now you're shilling for them.
I want my invite back, Tom.
Do you think that, so you wouldn't go back unless you're invited type deal, is that what you're saying?
No, I would never pay to go to RTX.
I bought the VidCon ticket because I was like, it would be cool to like have a little name tag, because I think you get the creator name tag thing, and like then like people can come up and be like, "Oh, I love your cartoons," and I really want to have that first fan interaction thing. And actually, even when I still lived in Kansas City, I was supposed to go to the Kansas City Comic Con, and I was telling people, I was like, "Oh, if you see me there, say what's up, and I'll give you like some stickers and stuff," because I had like leftover Patreon stickers or something. And that got canceled too. So like, and I feel like the most successful rise, like this year is the only year people are going to give a fuck about me, and then next year it's just going to be like. And then it's going to be all downhill.
Have you been recognized in public yet?
No. I've seen people wear my shirts though in public. I've seen like people wear my
that's
merch
fucking cool.
But at the same time, I'm not going to go up and be like, "Thanks for buying my shirt" or something like that.
Oh, come on, man. That would make someone's fucking day.
Just feels odd.
I guess don't listen to us. We don't.
My mom was so stupid. My mom was so stupid because she has a meat can sticker on her phone case here, whatever. And at this, at a Starbucks by her work that she goes to.
Oh no, that's my boy.
She was sitting there, and some kid came up and was like, "Oh, you like Meat Canyon?" And she was like, "Yeah, it's my son." Like immediately, and I was like, "Oh God."
Do you want his number? Do you want his address?
and he was like, "Oh my God, I have to tell my friends." Blah blah. He's like, and they asked for her autograph.
That's fucking awesome. I love that.
Yeah, it's better than all mine.
I was like, "Mom, do not tell people that you like know me." I'm like, she's like, "Well, I'm just so proud," and I'm like, "No." There's some like, what if he followed you home? What, like all sorts of shit. It's like just weird. I'm like, you
can't be doing that. You really can't be fucking doing that. That's still cool though. Like that's a little piece of. I hope those kids. Hey, if you're listening, you little squirts, you keep that fucking autograph of Hunter's mum safe, because there will not be any others, and that is going to be a fine piece of memorabilia one day.
There it is. But yeah, I was stoked. I really wanted to go. I would love to have like a table or something like that. Sign stuff, do little doodles for people or something like that. It'd be fun.
Well,
also, it has to be like a total ego stroke too, right? Of just like people be like, "Oh, I love your stuff," and it's just nothing but that for a whole day.
It's tough, man. Like, it's cool. It's cool that people like your stuff and shit, but sometimes it's super just fucking awkward. You don't really know what to say. You don't know whether you're supposed to like be funny and perform or like it's just it's a weird dynamic. It's really weird. Don got free ice cream once.
Huh?
You got free ice cream once, right?
Oh yeah, that was a cool one.
Don got free ice cream because he's like the famous Flashgitz.
Yeah,
that'd be a nice perk.
It was from a waitress too, which was.
It was from a girl.
So it really threw me for a loop. Like I was confused.
You're like, wait, what?
She came up and asked me if I'd heard of Flashgitz, and I was like,
yeah. You look just like him and Thomas Middleditch.
Yeah, when I was out like on a date with my girlfriend, and the waitress recognized us, which is just really strange. And then she gave me this like awesome $20 ice cream dessert thing they had on their menu that was. I just felt really good. I felt really appreciated.
I fainted in front of someone who recognized me.
Oh, that's right, you did.
How did you fake it?
Fainted. I fainted.
Oh, you fainted.
Yes, I was overwhelmed with the glee of being recognized.
Did you actually faint?
Yeah, I fainted. Yeah.
Why? Why did that
see, the headline is clickbait, but the real story is not as fun. Basically, like the hospital that wherever I was that I went to because I was having some fucking thing, I can't remember what it was, but like the guy at the door recognized me. I was like, "What the world? What the fuck, man? That's crazy!" And I had to go get my blood taken. And I was in the chair, and they took my blood. And I was saying to the nurse or whatever, like, "Haha, do people ever faint during this? Like, what a bunch of losers!" And she was like, "Oh, sometimes he." And then I was like, "I'm getting lightheaded." And then I fucking, she was like, oh, that's funny. I was like, no, I'm fainting, dude. And she was like, oh, shit. And then the fucking, like, fan came in. He was like, dude, you gave me a heart attack, man. Don't do that. Oh, it was great. It was really wholesome. Yeah.
Didn't they double tap you? Like they took one and you're like, we can take two, but it's, kind of.
I don't have any veins.
You're like, I'm not gay. Take two.
No. They did take a lot of blood. I feel like I
thought you did it voluntarily as like a flex. Like, yeah, you take all my blood.
Where did you get this?
I once again,
I'm not like, hey nurse, take more.
Something happens.
More.
My mind makes it
more.
I got more in me. Take it.
Take more. There's like fucking five plugged up to me.
Everybody stop.
All right, what you got to say, Don?
So unlike Tom. Is this such an outrageous thing for me to remember?
Yes.
Yeah, we can take two. Whatever.
No, but like if the nurse is like, oh, we need 2 vials of blood, I'm not gonna be like, no, I'll come back. It's like
I'll come back.
it's just like, yeah, have the fucking however much you need. You take it, love. It's all yours, and then you faint because they take too much.
Why'd you take so much? Like, then faint. Nope. I haven't had a fan interaction like that before.
It's gonna happen, and you're gonna be weirded out.
Probably. Well, the thing is I've like ever since it's like the channel started growing and stuff, right? I've always like I'd be like, oh, it'd be cool to go to it'd be cool to go to one of these conventions type deal. But then I've seen so many panels that's so awkward by other kind of animators and stuff, and like people I just don't interact well with stuff like this. So I feel like I'm like, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I need to just like.
You can't fuck it up as much as we do, so you'll be all right.
What you need is a moderator. Like another guy to sit there.
You need a good moderator, not just a moderator.
So we got lucky the first time we went. We like met our moderator beforehand, and he took us out to dinner and stuff, and we like got to know him, and then it was really natural the next day. It was just a good time,
That sounds like it was. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
And then when Tom Jenkins from MASH went on, he just brought Tom up with him, so it was like another guy that was unrelated to MASH, but to ask like questions that he was also like comfortable with, I think that's just what it takes.
Well, I think it's more of like the fan questions, right? So they usually walk up and they're like, or they have like a mic in the crowd and they ask some weird shit.
Hello, do you? Yeah.
Or some shit. It'd just be like, do you like chocolate chips on your pizza or do you like it only on your ice cream? And they like hand it off, and I would be like, I feel like I couldn't handle that. I would be like, I'd be like, this is a waste of my time.
How are you gonna make fun of them, meat?
I'm not making fun of them. I'm just saying, like, they have to also realize this is like a social awareness thing. If like I want people to listen to this now and be like, oh, like it's way more uncomfortable for the.
Okay, Hunter. Well, maybe you should take some improv classes, okay? Because that guy was throwing you a fucking ball for you to catch and to run with and have some fun, and all you're doing is fucking swatting it down. Yeah,
that is true. I guess I could just be like, I prefer it on pizza, and then it goes nowhere. And I'm like, any more questions? Then it failed so hard because it's a terrible question that everyone else is embarrassed in the room to ask a question. That's how that ends up. Versus me saying some shit like, well, what a fucking out of nowhere question. How about somebody else throw me a good one? And I look at the crowd, but then that's too threatening. And then everyone else feels embarrassed in the room and they don't ask any questions. So it's a lose-lose situation. Therefore, I will not do one of these panels. Thank you guys for bringing me to the light.
No, you go like, chocolate chips, that's almost as bad as pineapple. And everyone's like, no, I love pineapple. And everyone else is like, no, that's bad. And then you've got like this thing going. It's beautiful.
I feel like you have a very unrealistic sense of what would happen. I don't know. I look at those interviews or those like segments and it just makes me feel like, I feel like also I would maybe just come off as a dick, not meaning to.
You are
just being like, what? I'm just being like, what kind of fucking question is that, or whatever? And the guy's like, oh, I don't know. And then people are just like, why are you being an asshole to this guy? He's blind. And you'd be like, well, I didn't know he was blind.
He was looking right at me.
Exactly. Fuck, he's looking right at me. I can't tell.
I think it's actually not as you don't get as many of those questions as you think you would. There's some, I think, but like most people are pretty compos mentis, I think. Dude, are you trying to clear as loud as you can? I don't know if you're making a point right now or if you're actually just clearing your throat.
No, it helps me. Actually, when I the very first time I met my girlfriend on the way to that date, I was like, just.
Were you sitting in your car, clearing your throat?
It was like a 40-minute drive.
The whole way there.
And was she like, "Are you okay?" Like the whole time. Are you gonna die?
She didn't hear it. I'm saying like on my drive to meet her, I was trying to.
Oh,
get
I
back
thought
to
this was
level.
like I thought you were saying that you were driving on your date, like type
No,
of like wherever you're
just
going.
next to her.
And you're like,
Do you guys remember your first kiss?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Dude, my fucking mind was blown. I literally didn't even know if it happened. It was so fucking mind-blowing. I did not even know it happened. And I'm not saying it was like this awesome kiss. I'm just saying like I was just like, wait, what? Huh? Yeah, it was like a fucking stun grenade, man. I remember there was like this after-school play we were doing because I was in drama because I wanted to pick like a DOS subject, like a fucking easy subject for GCSEs, whatever. And like, I fucking kissed this girl and literally... I did not know if it happened. I literally questioned reality.
It was for the play.
No, don't try and fucking cuck me, Don. No, it wasn't for the play.
You made it sound.
No,
like,
I know,
we
I
were
know.
doing a
It's
play.
fair enough.
And then,
No, it was just backstage, man.
Okay.
I was eyeing her up. I was like, yeah. And then she was all leaning all in and stuff. And then we kissed, and it was like, I was like, what the? And you just get like overwhelmed because like it's so close and smells like a girl and shit. And you're like, fuck. I was what, 14 or something? God damn, blew my fucking mind.
I remember I apologized after my first kiss. I think I was just so nervous that it was like a regular kiss, but I remember feeling like, was I bad at that? And I was like, sorry, I've never done that before. And she was like, I mean, it's okay.
Oh my God, dude.
I'm pretty sure is what I said.
And then your auntie walked in and she was like, Deborah, do not kiss your cousin.
Mm-hmm.
No, she was just like, oh, I'll leave you to it.
This is how things are done here in the South.
This is how things are here in the deep South. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you, auntie.
So
what did
and tells your uncle.
did you turn this girl into a girlfriend? Did you ever kiss her again or what?
Yeah, she was my girlfriend for a little bit.
All right.
As much as like young romances are. Like,
Yeah, how
totally
young?
Not serious,
How old were you?
whatever.
Like 22.
Yeah, like 22, 23, right out of college. No. God, I want to say like maybe 14, maybe. Something like that.
Nice. Sweet. Don't know where to go with that.
Yep, just a probably regular kid, regular experiences. I
was really hoping you were going to be like, oh, 20-something. Oh.
No, it was like a school. It's like a classic school grade thing of like, oh, we probably passed like a note to each other or something, started talking barely. Because like back then, it's like you kind of just like, you're like, oh, hey. And then like you talk in the hallway once and you're like, I think we should go out. And she's like, okay. And then like you talk in the hallways, that's it. You don't have a car, so you can't go see her or anything. So you just see her at the school, but it's all embarrassing because you're just like, I don't want my friends to like be like, ooh. Because I'd be like, don't do that or whatever. So
This is serious.
it was probably like I don't know, like a month long, like nothing.
Dude,
like every other
so
fucking, like,
many.
young-
I had so many like girlfriends that were a secret, and that was their call. That wasn't my call. I wasn't like, yeah, this should be a secret relationship. They were like,
She's
this
like,
should
don't
be.
tell anybody.
We can't talk. We can't fucking look at each other. It's not even real. But we're going out. We're secretly girlfriend and boyfriend. And it was like that. That happened like 3 different times.
Maybe you did kind of go to middle school. This always seemed different.
If I had to have a closing statement on this, it would be, I look back at those times and I remember being like, thinking girls were sluts, like when you're like 13, like 12 or 13, because it's like, oh, she kissed Brian or whatever. Like, oh, what a fucking whore or something like that. And it's like, it's just a kiss. You're like, oh, what a tramp. But really, you're just saying that because you're like, I wish he would have kissed me.